Welcome, dear seeker. When we speak of Nikola Tesla, we often focus on his inventions: alternating current, wireless transmission, radio foundations, remote control. Yet to truly understand why Tesla was so far ahead of his time, we must look beyond what he built and examine how he thought. Tesla's greatest invention may well have been his own mind. Tesla lived in an age driven by industrial competition, short-term profit, and practical utility. Many brilliant engineers surrounded him, yet Tesla stood apart. He was not motivated by speed or applause. He was guided by principles, imagination, and a deep conviction that nature followed elegant laws waiting to be understood. While others asked, "What can be built now?" Tesla asked, "What is possible in the future?" In his autobiography, My Inventions, Tesla described a mind that worked almost independently of physical tools. He could visualize machines in extraordinary detail, test them mentally, and refine them long before they ever existed in metal and wire. This way of thinking allowed him to move faster than his era, not because he rushed but because he saw farther. Tesla also possessed an uncommon moral vision. He believed technology should uplift humanity, not merely enrich a few. This belief often placed him at odds with investors and industrialists, and it contributed to his later isolation. Yet it also explains why many of his ideas, global wireless communication, renewable energy, automation, resemble the world we live in today. In this video, we will explore 6 defining aspects of Tesla's mindset that made him so far ahead of his time. As you listen, consider not only Tesla's genius, but what his life reveals about focus, imagination, discipline, and courage. Let us step into the mind of a man who lived in the future, long before the future arrived. Tesla thought in principles, not trends. One of the most defining aspects of Nikola Tesla's mindset was his refusal to think in trends, fashions, or short-term solutions. While many inventors of his era focused on improving existing devices, Tesla sought to understand the fundamental principles of nature that governed all technological possibility. This distinction alone placed him far ahead of his time. In his autobiography, My Inventions, Tesla explained that he did not begin with machines, but with laws. He studied electricity as a natural phenomenon, its behavior, rhythm, and potential, before attempting to harness it. Rather than asking how to make a device sellable, he asked how energy itself wished to move. This approach explains why Tesla's work often appeared radical or impractical to his contemporaries. While Thomas Edison refined direct current systems that worked within existing limitations, Tesla envisioned alternating current capable of transmitting power across vast distances. He was not improving the present, he was designing the future. Thinking in principles allowed Tesla to anticipate outcomes others could not see. Once he understood the underlying law, he could foresee multiple applications unfolding from it: power generation, wireless transmission, radio communication, automation. His ideas were not isolated inventions. They were branches of a single, coherent understanding. Modern innovation theory now emphasizes this same principle-first mindset. Breakthroughs rarely come from copying what already exists. They come from re-examining foundational assumptions. Tesla practiced this instinctively. By anchoring his thinking in universal laws rather than market demands, Tesla freed himself from the limits of his time. This is why many of his ideas remained unrealized during his life, yet became indispensable decades later. Tesla reminds us that progress does not begin with popularity. It begins with clarity at the deepest level of understanding. Tesla used the mind as a laboratory. One of the most extraordinary aspects of Nikola Tesla's mindset was his ability to use his mind as a complete laboratory. At a time when invention depended heavily on physical trial and error, Tesla relied primarily on mental visualization and internal experimentation. This method was not imagination in a casual sense, but a disciplined, highly refined cognitive skill. In My Inventions, Tesla explained that from a young age he experienced vivid internal images, sometimes involuntary. Rather than resisting this ability, he trained it deliberately. Over time, he learned to design machines entirely in his mind, visualizing every component, observing movement, identifying stress points, and even detecting wear and inefficiencies before anything was built. Tesla wrote that he could run his inventions mentally for weeks or months, improving them continuously, and only then commit them to physical construction. When finally built, the machines behaved exactly as he had predicted. This allowed him to bypass costly experimentation and move directly toward functional designs. Modern neuroscience now recognizes this ability as advanced visualization and mental simulation, a skill used by elite athletes, surgeons, and engineers. Tesla practiced it decades before cognitive science understood its power. His brain was not merely imagining outcomes, it was rehearsing reality. This mental discipline also reflects Tesla's extreme concentration. He trained himself to hold complex systems and attention for long periods without distraction. In today's terms, Tesla mastered what we now call deep cognitive focus. By internalizing the creative process, Tesla reduced dependence on external tools and noise. His inventions were refined in silence before they entered the world. This approach alone placed him generations ahead of his peers. Tesla's example teaches us that innovation does not always begin with action. Sometimes it begins with stillness, clarity, and a mind trained to see what does not yet exist. Tesla believed the universe was energy and frequency. Nikola Tesla's worldview was shaped by a profound conviction that the universe is fundamentally energetic in nature. He did not see electricity, magnetism, light, and motion as separate phenomena, but as expressions of the same underlying reality. This perspective deeply influenced both his scientific work and his way of thinking. Tesla famously stated that if one wished to understand the universe, one should think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. While this statement is often quoted without context, Tesla meant it quite literally. His work with alternating current, resonance, oscillators, and electromagnetic waves reflected a precise understanding that energy behaves rhythmically and can be transmitted, transformed, and amplified through frequency alignment. At the time, many scientists and engineers focused on static, linear systems. Tesla, by contrast, thought dynamically. He studied oscillation, resonance, and synchronization, principles that modern physics now recognizes as foundational. Wireless communication, radio transmission, and even aspects of modern signal processing are built on the very ideas Tesla explored. What made Tesla's mindset so advanced was his ability to see unity where others saw fragmentation. He did not compartmentalize nature into isolated fields. Instead, he sought patterns that connected them. This holistic view allowed him to imagine technologies that required global coherence, such as wireless power transmission and worldwide communication networks. Modern science now confirms that energy and vibration are central to physical reality, from quantum mechanics to wave theory. Tesla arrived at these insights through intuition guided by rigorous experimentation, long before the mathematical frameworks were fully developed. Tesla's mindset reminds us that innovation often comes from changing how we perceive reality, not merely from adding new information. By seeing the world as a system of interrelated energies rather than isolated objects, Tesla positioned himself far ahead of his era. Tesla valued vision over wealth. One of the most striking and costly elements of Nikola Tesla's mindset was his indifference to personal wealth. At a time when industrialists and inventors were racing to secure patents, monopolies, and financial dominance, Tesla remained focused on something far larger: the long-term benefit of humanity. Biographers such as John J. O'Neill and W. Bernard Carlson note that Tesla repeatedly surrendered lucrative opportunities in favor of ideas he believed would serve the public good. His most famous example is his decision to relinquish royalties from alternating current, a choice that cost him immense wealth but allowed widespread adoption of a superior electrical system. Tesla did not view this as sacrifice, he saw it as responsibility. Tesla believed that technology should liberate people, not enslave them through scarcity or profit barriers. He envisioned free or inexpensive energy, global communication available to all, and automation that would reduce human drudgery. These ideas conflicted directly with the business models of his era, which depended on control, ownership, and recurring profit. This value system placed Tesla ahead of his time, but also isolated him. Investors often withdrew when they realized Tesla was not motivated primarily by financial return. As Mark J. Cipher documents, Tesla struggled to secure funding for visionary projects like the Wardenclyffe Tower because his goals did not align with commercial interests. Yet history has vindicated Tesla's perspective. Many modern conversations about open access technology, renewable energy, and ethical innovation echo his ideals. Tesla's mindset reminds us that progress driven solely by profit is often short-sighted, while progress guided by principle may take longer, but endures. Tesla accepted personal loss in service of collective gain. His life invites us to ask a difficult question: what kind of future are we building? and why. Tesla practiced extreme discipline and solitude. Another defining element of Nikola Tesla's mindset was his commitment to discipline and solitude. Tesla believed that original thought required protection from distraction, noise, and constant social influence. At a time when public demonstrations and social networking were becoming increasingly important, Tesla chose long periods of isolation to cultivate depth rather than visibility. Tesla maintained strict daily routines. He worked for extended hours, often late into the night, and structured his life to preserve mental clarity. He was highly selective about social interactions and believed that excessive stimulation weakened concentration. In his writings and interviews, Tesla emphasized that solitude was not loneliness, but a necessary condition for deep insight. Modern productivity science now supports this view. Research on creativity and innovation shows that breakthroughs often occur during uninterrupted periods of focused attention, what is now called deep work. Tesla practiced this instinctively, decades before the term existed. By minimizing distraction, he allowed complex ideas to mature fully in his mind. Tesla's discipline extended beyond work habits to personal conduct. He avoided excess, practiced self-control, and followed precise rituals. While some of these behaviors later became extreme, they also reflect a mind attempting to maintain internal order in service of clarity and creativity. This disciplined solitude enabled Tesla to think independently. Free from constant comparison or approval-seeking, he developed ideas that did not need immediate validation. This independence was essential for thinking far ahead of prevailing norms. Tesla's life reminds us that innovation often requires stepping away from the crowd. In a world that rewards constant connection and rapid response, Tesla's mindset offers a powerful lesson. Depth is born in silence and clarity grows where attention is protected. Tesla accepted being misunderstood. Perhaps one of the most psychologically demanding aspects of Nikola Tesla's mindset was his willingness to be misunderstood. Tesla lived with ideas so far beyond the prevailing imagination of his time that recognition often arrived too slowly, or not at all. Yet he remained committed to his vision, even when public support faded. Throughout his career, Tesla faced skepticism, ridicule, and dismissal. Many of his proposals, wireless energy transmission, global communication systems, and advanced automation, were seen as impractical or fantastical. Investors withdrew. The press grew less interested. Yet Tesla did not abandon his work. He understood that ideas ahead of their time are rarely welcomed immediately. In Wizard, The Life and Times of Nikola Tesla, Mark J. Cypher notes that Tesla believed history moves slowly, while insight can move rapidly. He accepted that recognition might come after his lifetime. This acceptance freed him from dependence on approval and allowed him to think boldly without compromise. Tesla's emotional independence was a form of resilience. He did not measure success by applause or wealth, but by alignment with truth and possibility. While this path was lonely, it preserved the integrity of his thinking. Modern psychology recognizes the difficulty of this stance. Human beings are deeply social, and rejection can discourage creativity. Tesla's ability to endure isolation without surrendering his vision reflects extraordinary inner strength. Tesla's life teaches us that innovation often demands patience and courage. Being misunderstood is not evidence of error. It is sometimes the cost of originality. Tesla's mindset invites us to remain faithful to insight, even when the world is not ready to listen. Thinking beyond the present as we bring this exploration to a close, we are reminded that Nikola Tesla's greatness did not arise solely from intelligence or technical skill. It arose from a way of thinking that refused to be confined by the limits of the present moment. Tesla did not simply invent machines. He imagined futures before the world could imagine them with him. His mindset teaches us that true innovation is not driven by speed or popularity, but by clarity, discipline, and courage. Tesla thought in principles rather than trends, refined ideas in silence before revealing them, and remained loyal to long-term vision even when it cost him recognition and comfort. These qualities allowed him to see possibilities others overlooked. Tesla's life also offers a sobering lesson. Being ahead of one's time often comes with isolation, misunderstanding, and sacrifice. Yet history eventually catches up to clarity. Many of Tesla's ideas now form the foundation of modern civilization, even though he lived to see only fragments of their realization. You may not be an inventor or scientist, But Tesla's mindset is not reserved for geniuses. It invites us all to slow down, think deeply, and question assumptions. It encourages us to value truth over approval, understanding over imitation, and purpose over immediate reward. As you move forward, consider this gentle reflection. What future might you be able to imagine if you thought beyond the limits of today? If this exploration resonated with you, you are warmly invited to like this video, share it with another seeker, and subscribe for more reflections on timeless minds whose ideas continue to shape our world. Thank you for listening. May your thinking be bold, patient, and guided by principle.